Hey everybody, we're back again for some NCAA college football. College football. Lovely college football. We're actually on the backside of it now. We're over halfway
there to the end.
I don't want to
just pass us so quickly.
Passes by so quickly because it's so fun. But what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about week 10. We're already up into week 10. I don't know what week 10 means because it's not week 10 for everybody, but we're into week 10 of actually having college football back. But first of all, we have to do something else. We have to recap
the previous week.
Week. So we're going to recap week 9, and then we'll jump into doing some picks for week 10. So we'll just slide through these quickly for you. First of all, last week, Saturday, we had Boston College Clemson.
Polarizing game to start because they didn't have Trevor Lawrence. And they played like they didn't have Trevor Lawrence.
That new quarterback come in. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name. Not going to do it because I'll mess it up. He came in and he looked like a rookie. He looked fresh off the bench. But they found a way to win. They won 34-28.
Clemson's ACC streak is as long as the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, and I don't if they could win that scare, I don't think they're going to lose another. Although Trevor Lawrence is going to be out again this week, ain't he?
And this is a top 5 match.
And this is a top 5. We're not going to talk about that yet. We'll get over this one first. But Clemson won last week. We had Georgia at Kentucky, and I think they were playing baseball because it was 14-3.
Georgia has such an explosive offense.
Man, Georgia's defense is top 5 in the nation. Georgia's offense is probably bottom 5 in the nation. They're bad, man. They're 14 points. Of course, now, honestly, Kentucky's defense, to give Kentucky credit, they've got probably a top 10 defense in the nation, which is odd.
Of secondary.
It's hard to say that for Kentucky because they're normally not a football team. But
one of the top teams in the nation in forcing turnovers from the secondary.
And how many interceptions do they have?
They had 9 heading into like the previous 2 weeks, and I think they got over 10 now.
Man, just think about that. They're averaging 2 interceptions a game.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. But Georgia did win by 11. That
was unimpressive. They need to play better.
No, impressive was Memphis at Cincinnati. That was a trap game for Cincinnati.
And they handled it.
They hammered Memphis, man. 49-10. 39-point win is a big win.
Cincinnati's starting to win me over week after week.
Cincinnati wins the tough games, didn't fall in the trap game. They may not be that bad of a team.
Watch them lose this next week after we say that.
Speaking of a trap game, we had Michigan State at Michigan.
Bigger game Jim.
Bigger game Jim. We got Big Game James, Penn State's coach, and then we got even bigger game Jim, Michigan's coach, who always finds a way
to blow
something during the year. So, yeah.
They just happened to be against another division rival.
Michigan State. Now, who did Michigan State lose to last week? Oh, no, was it
Rutgers?
So, Rutgers beat Michigan State pretty easily. And then Michigan lost to Michigan State.
At home.
I don't think they deserve the number 13 ranking that they had there. Nope. So, no.
Oh, Jim Harbaugh.
So, Michigan State did win it 27-24. We had K-State, speaking of somebody else that's not deserving, K-State at West Virginia.
K-State took a absolute
shellacking, 37-10.
Talk about, peeing the bed.
If you have a 27-point loss to an unranked team and you're in the top 20...
That shows you how lackluster the Big 12 is this year.
Eek. Help us, Oklahoma State. You're our only hope. It's the only really good team they've got left in there. We got a little Coastal Carolina, Georgia State.
Coastal Carolina has pretty much surfed the coast up the rankings, pretty much. 51-0. 51-0.
They skunked them, dude. 51-0. They beat Georgia State. So you gotta
the Chanticleers.
You don't know how good they are,
but they haven't really played anybody.
But when they win 51-0,
that's something.
They didn't lose 37-10 to an unranked team. They won 51-0. So they did their job, and as long as they do their job, they should keep their ranking. So we'll see what happens.
You've seen plenty of teams outside of the Power 5 in the pretty much in the top 15 area.
Mm-hmm. And I say, why not?
Why not?
Let them come in and let them, and then hopefully we can get some good matchups like a Coastal Carolina versus an SEC opponent or something, just to see maybe next year. And let some of these
traction.
Yeah, let some of these teams play each other. I think it'd be interesting to see. We had Iowa State at Kansas, and Kansas is still a basketball program
because their football program is awful.
52-22.
Ow!
Against Iowa State, which
Iowa State.
To lose by 30 to Iowa State is not good. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
We had Notre Dame at Georgia Tech.
Notre Dame.
A little palindrome there, 31-13.
The Irish shamrocked, Irish danced over the Jackets.
They danced over the Yellow Jackets. They stomped the Yellow Jackets' nest. Honestly, they should have done that. Georgia Tech is really, really bad this year. So we had Indiana at Rutgers.
Indiana continues the surprise.
Let's see. Indiana hammered Rutgers. Rutgers beat Michigan State. Michigan State beat Michigan. That means Indiana is the best in the Big Ten, right?
Outside of one team.
Outside of Ohio State. Now, they're divided into what? East-West? So is Indiana in the East or the West? I don't really even know.
I think they're in the same division Ohio State.
Oh, they are? Okay, then Ohio State's the second best team. I mean, Indiana's the second best team behind Ohio State then. At least, I don't know. That's the way it falls.
You want to see how the Hoosiers continue their surprise?
Yeah, I say the Hoosiers are normally a basketball program. So, I mean, it's good to see one of the teams that's not normal come up and play good. So, go Indiana. And then, the Big 12's only hope. Texas, Oklahoma
Blew
State.
up with the Death Star.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State lost.
At home.
To Texas.
In overtime. 41-34.
Painful.
So, the last undefeated team.
In the Big 12.
Is
kaput.
Is kaput. There's no more. So Texas, and obviously Texas needed that for their program, for
their entire fan base.
They needed that win. So go Texas. We had Boise State, number 25.
The Smurfs.
Air Force. Beat them 49-30. I mean, not impressive. They gave up 30 points on defense, but they scored 49 on offense, so that's always a positive. So.
The Broncos Smurfs.
The Smurf turf. The Smurf turf. We had Mississippi State at Alabama.
Just a brutal beating.
Just a brutal. And I mean, I think that line was around 30, 31 points. And we said.
A shutout.
And we said, that's a lot of points, but Alabama will probably beat them by more than 30. Yep.
And they did.
41-0.
Devontae Smith exploding onto the scene.
Yeah, missing Waddle didn't hurt that much in this game. It might hurt them later when they play some top quality.
Yeah, it might hurt.
They didn't hurt them this time.
They didn't hurt them this time.
Nope. Maybe the game of the week. Ohio State, Penn State.
Big game
James.
Big game James.
Big game James. James Franklin.
The meme continues.
38-25. Penn State loses.
Another big game.
And Ohio State's pretty good this year. They're going to be pretty good.
I think James Franklin and Jim Harbaugh should sit together at a table and have lunch together.
Oh no! The negative. Is it like the negative sides of two magnets won't go together? They couldn't eat lunch at the same table because they're both negative ends of the magnet. We had Arkansas, Texas A&M.
Texas A&M playing up to their potential.
Texas A&M's getting better, more solid as the year go. I still don't believe them as a top tier program.
Because they play in a really tough
SEC. And it's going to be hard for them to get through there. But they did beat Arkansas by 11. Arkansas is an up-and-coming team. They honestly surprised me. With their first-year coach, they look
much better than
what they have.
Much better than what they've done the past 2 years.
They do, big time. We had Missouri, Florida.
Besides the brawl, let's talk about the game.
Yeah, they had some players suspended from that brawl.
And the PE coach... and at the post game wore a Darth Vader. Darth Vader's Florida's head coach now. Okay.
I guess. Well, I don't know.
But
Florida won 41-17.
Pretty much did what they needed to do.
Florida's pretty good. Missouri didn't do that good. So We had Navy SMU. SMU still looking pretty good too. The Mustangs 51-37.
Although they got beat down by Cincinnati the previous week, and bounced back against the Navy midshipmen.
Yep, which they should because the Navy's not that good, not got that good of a team this year. Navy lost a lot of their players this year. So we had North Carolina, Virginia. North Carolina's
overrated.
No, North Carolina's not quite there yet.
I'd call them overrated.
They are overrated this year. Definitely are. Virginia came in unranked and put up
only
40.
a one win.
The 1-4 Virginia came in and put up 44 points on the number 15 ranked team's defense.
That is worrisome.
Now North Carolina scored 41. Their offense was okay. But their defense gave up 44. Scoring 41 doesn't matter if you give up 44.
They made too many mistakes.
Too many mistakes. They're a young team. They are overranked this year. I think next year they might take that next step up into the top 20, maybe even the top 10. But this year they really don't need to be there now. We had Oklahoma at Texas Tech.
What a
smacking the crap! 62. They put up 62 on a conference game.
Where was this early in the season for the Sooners?
I think they saved it up for one game, and then they put 62 up. Of course, Texas Tech is pretty bad this year.
Oh, Texas Tech.
Texas
I
Tech's
bet they're
pretty bad.
missing Mike Leach day after day.
After day. Yeah, we had Western Kentucky BYU. BYU's ranked number 11, and they put up 41. So
yeah, they beat up the Hilltoppers.
The Hilltoppers aren't that good. I've got a soft spot for the Hilltoppers. I don't know why, but I got a little soft spot for Western Kentucky. I like their mascot. It's
the big blob.
The big blob with the big mouth. That's pretty cool. But BYU looked pretty strong. We had a couple postponed and canceled games. Wisconsin, Nebraska, we didn't get to see.
Wisconsin is in a pit of trouble right now.
Yeah, and Marshall, Florida International, we did not get to see. So hopefully we'll get to see more Wisconsin because they looked really good. And we will see what happens. But next, let's do some picks for this week 10.
All right.
Of the NCAA. We've actually got 2 Friday night games right here tonight. So we're going to jump right in and try to get this video out for you before that happens.
We talked about BYU last. We're going to talk about BYU again.
Yeah, we had BYU, number 9 BYU. They went from 11.
The highest they've been ranked in years.
Yeah, so they are inside the top 10. And they are taking on
the Smurfs.
The Smurf Turf at
number 21 Boise State.
At Boise State.
It's a Western showdown.
It's a Western showdown on the Smurf Turf. BYU is actually favored at Boise State by 4 points, which means anybody could win it. You really don't know.
This is by far BYU's toughest challenge.
Yeah. Again, I'm probably more on BYU than I am Boise State. What about you?
Do you want to stick with BYU because of how they've been playing, or do you want to go with the underdog Smurfs?
I don't know.
They've had a knack of being an underdog and knocking people off.
They do have a knack of it. But 4 points is not that much of a win for BYU. What do you think?
I'm going to stick with the Cougars until I see the results.
Until they lose. And yeah, the Cougars have been winning a little stronger. Boise struggled a little bit last week, but still won. So I think I'll go with BYU minus that 4 there. We got Miami, NC State also playing tonight. Miami is favored by 10.
Miami has to show a better overall effort this game, but I'm going to pick the Hurricanes.
I will probably still pick the Hurricanes by a little more than 10, even though NC State's 4-2. That's a struggle 4-2 they've got. It ain't been pretty.
But they're playing in a not very strong ACC.
No. All right, now let's jump into some Saturday games. We got a good matchup against Michigan. We were talking against the second best team in the Big Ten, Indiana.
You were talking about that chain earlier. It comes over here.
It comes right back to you, baby. Michigan at Indiana. Michigan is actually favored by 3.5 at Indiana.
Do you want to pick bigger game Jim's team?
No, I want to pick Indiana just because it's fun. I mean, it may lose this one. I don't know. Don't you love the turmoil? Just stir the pot a little bit, stir it up. You know what I'm saying?
The pot's gonna cost Jim Harbaugh his job. Then
I don't know. I just like to see. I'm gonna pick Indiana. Probably the wrong way to go, but I'm gonna pick Indiana. We got SMU, who are up to number 18 now, taking on Temple. I'm taking SMU now.
Yeah, SMU has looked pretty good, barring the Cincinnati game.
Yeah, and Temple's 1-3. So
Temple's not good.
No, We got SMU now. We got AZ State, Arizona State at USC. Got a little Pac-12 action going on.
Ooh, we got some Let's see how the Pac-12 does it. The Big Ten's had a little trouble, but let's see what the Pac-12 can provide.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to pick these games because we have no clue what they're going to look like. But USC should be the stronger team. They're actually ranked number 20 right out of the bat.
So we'll pick the Trojans.
We'll pick the Trojans until we see how the teams are going to go. We got West Virginia at Texas. Texas is actually ranked number 22 now. So,
cool. So Texas and Oklahoma are back.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to pick Texas in that.
You're going to pick the Longhorns?
Yeah. West Virginia won pretty good last week.
They're going to get a bit overconfident?
I think maybe going into Texas that it may be a little bit too much back-to-back weeks. We got Liberty jumps up into the top 25.
I think that's the first time that program has ever been in the top 25.
Might have been. They're actually playing Virginia Tech.
Head coach, Hugh Freeze. He hasn't coached in a long time. Ever since that Ole Miss scandal.
I love Liberty. They're 6-0, but I'm probably going to take Virginia Tech. Just because Virginia Tech's a Power 5 and Liberty's not been there before. Until I see Liberty do something.
Really put their feet down.
Yeah, probably going to have to take a little Vatek in that. We got UMass Marshall. Marshall's ranked number 16.
Marshall had an extra bye week last week.
Marshall, this may be the biggest blowout we've seen in quite some time. The line is 44.5 points.
Dear Lord.
Yes.
44 points.
And a half.
44 and a half
points.
Dear Lord, call
that's
off
a
the
lot.
cavalry.
That's a hard bet to take right there, man. I don't know about that. 44 and a half.
Man, that's crazy.
I mean, they're going to, if they beat them 45-0, they would barely cover it. I mean, that's
incredibly hard to even pick.
It's hard to pick that. But UMass is bad. Don't get me wrong.
Is really bad.
They are really bad.
And Marshall's pretty good.
Marshall's 5-0, and UMass has not won a game.
I can understand it now, but good.
44 and a half.
44 and a half. Do you want to pick that large, or do you want to pick under?
I don't know. You want to take UMass plus 44 and a half? That sounds crazy, don't it? Honestly, I can't pick 44 and a half. I'm going to have to take UMass. I can go 30.
Picking UMass.
I can go 30. I can go 35. I just think UMass could put up 3 points.
You're picking UMass?
45-3, and you're a winner. That's huge, man. I don't know. I would probably have to take UMass plus 44 and a half. I can't go 45 points. We got Florida, Georgia, maybe our game of the week.
CBS game of the week, too.
CBS game of the week. Georgia is favored by 3, believe it or not.
Georgia's offense hasn't shown me anything so far. And
I'm honestly going to have to pick Florida in that one.
You're picking Florida to win?
I would have to pick Florida to win.
They got to get past a really rock-solid defense, though, to do it.
But Florida's offense, Trask is not. Look, he's looking pretty good.
He's not trash. He's Trask.
He's trash. Oh, yeah, sorry. I call him trash every now and then just because I don't like Florida. But I would probably have to pick Florida. Plus you got Florida plus 3. You know, if it's, 28-27, you're still a winner, even if Florida loses. So I would probably have to go Florida. We got Houston, Cincinnati.
Pretty easy because Cincinnati's played very well.
Yeah. We got Kansas, Oklahoma. Got to go Oklahoma now, too. I think the line's 38 on that one.
Conference game.
Conference game and a Power 5 conference game is a 38-point spread.
Oklahoma's going to meet that because Kansas can't score, they can't defend, they can't kick a field goal, they can't do much anything.
No. We got Okie State coming off of a loss at K-State. Okie State, they'll probably win with 2 touchdowns.
Coming off a painful loss, they're going to try to prove themselves.
They'll have to refocus themselves. We got Texas A&M, South Carolina. South Carolina's been improved, but I still have to take A&M on that one.
A&M's got more talent. They got better players overall.
And they've been coming together a little bit.
And if Texas A&M goes on the stretch, they have one of the easiest schedules down the stretch.
Yeah.
If you look at it.
Yeah, they could very easily come down to where they've got a really good bowl game. I don't think they get into the conference championship because Alabama's not going to lose. Yeah, finish 9-1, get into a Power 5 bowl, and have a really good season. But they're not going to get into the SEC championship or into the playoff. I don't think. We got Baylor, Iowa State.
Iowa State, yeah.
Baylor's only got one win on that one, so Iowa State should win that one. And here may be the game of the week. Clemson minus Trevor at
Notre Dame.
number 4.
Notre Dame's had trouble against top 5 opponents.
Notre Dame's had trouble against good teams. But, Clemson, Notre Dame. Clemson's favored by 5.5 with their backup quarterback. Honestly, I'm going to take Clemson on that.
I'm going to still pick Clemson until Notre Dame shows me that they can beat a
top 5 team, yeah. I got Rutgers, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
By, the line's 39 on that one.
You want to pick Ohio State by 39?
Yeah, I think they'll put it on them. I think they will, yeah. Stanford, Oregon. We get to see Oregon this week. I'm going to pick Oregon.
You want to pick the Ducks?
Oregon's started out ranked number 12, so they're the highest ranked Pac-12 team coming into the season
and
now.
They could be one of their better hopes.
Yeah, they could be. And honestly, I think they've got a pretty good team this year. We got South Alabama at Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina has jumped up to number 15.
So do you think the Chickens?
Yeah, go Chanticleers. That's hard to say, but go Fancy Chickens.
Teal Chickens.
The Teal Chickens. They're favored by 18. Honestly, I think they'll do that.
Going to pick the Teal Chickens?
I'm going to pick the Teal Chickens. And that is it. We should have had one more game.
But Wisconsin can't get out of its own way with COVID.
Yeah, Wisconsin is having some COVID problems, so Purdue, Wisconsin was canceled. So that's it for the week. That's it for week 10. We hope you liked it.
Press a like.
Press a like button.
Type down below what you think about this week and what's going to happen. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
What you pick.
Give us some comments, some likes. Subscribe down here somewhere. Hit the groovy baby button somewhere over here.
Somewhere over my face. Or on my face.
Yeah, other than that, we'll see you for some football next week.
See you next week.